Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel RTB500. Today's ride takes us deep into the Western Ghats coastal belt, all the way to Phansad Wildlife Sanctuary. I'll be riding with Road Stallions Motorcycle Club. It is roughly around 140 to 150 kilometers one way from Mumbai, and this turned out to be a total of 363 kilometers round trip for me. So before we get into today's ride, I just wanted to share a short update with y'all. A couple of weeks ago, I was supposed to upload a solo ride vlog. I was heading to Lonavala, but unfortunately I couldn't complete the ride. So here's what happened. Mumbai got its first rains. Well, I wouldn't call it rains technically, but yeah, it did rain a little bit. And while I was near Belapur, the roads had that fresh oil and water layer that makes the tarmac very slippery. And without any warning, a multi-vehicle collision happened, and I was one of them. Somewhere between 8 to 10 vehicles lost traction and went into each other. By God's grace, I came out with just a few scratches and my bike was damaged a bit. I immediately called 112 emergency number, gave them the location and details, and honestly the response was impressive. Mumbai police arrived on the scene within 5 minutes, and a fire brigade arrived shortly after that to wash down the oil slick off the road. Given the situation, I turned back home instead of continuing the ride, so that vlog never got completed. Another point that I want to make is I use Acco insurance and I had a good experience with them. This is entirely my personal experience that I had with them. I filed a claim as there were a few parts that got damaged in the bike during the accident, and it was very seamless. The process was very easy. I had to do a self-inspection through the app. They sent their surveyor the next day for an inspection. Once that was done, I went ahead and dropped the bike at my local garage. They spoke to the mechanic, they took a quotation from him. They got it approved by the end of the day. I accepted the claim amount and the mechanic began the work, and I got my bike that evening itself. I even got the claim amount in my UPI account on the same day. So they were very prompt and closed my case very quickly. In fact, I've had a similar experience with Acco a few years ago for my Activa, and that time as well I had a very good experience with them. I'd definitely recommend Acco if anyone is looking to buy or renew their vehicle insurance. This is not a sponsored post, this is just my personal experience. You might have a different experience, but I thought it is good to share something that could be useful to someone else as well. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get into today's ride. Our usual meeting point, Gokul Tea Stall at Villeparle. The plan was a 6:30 am start, but classic biker time though, we actually rolled out at around 7 am. Our first stop at Panvel, we were linked up with the rest of the stallions for breakfast there. Poha, upma, vada pav, sandwiches, the breakfast table had it all. We fueled up, geared up, and we were back on the road by around 8:30 am. We took the route that goes through Wahal, Pen, Roha, and then towards our destination, that's the Phansad Wildlife Sanctuary. The road was amazing, totally away from the city limits. We enjoyed the tarmac while on the highways. We enjoyed the ghat section that we got, and we literally rode amidst nature. There were fields on both the sides of the road. We rolled into Phansad Wildlife Sanctuary around 11 am. We had a quick photo stop there, and we rolled out. We didn't really want to explore the place. Our agenda was to ride to a destination, and that's what we went there for. So yeah, we headed for lunch after that. About 5 kilometers from the sanctuary, we headed to the Survey Family Garden restaurant for lunch. Walked in right during a power cut, but they had backup running, so fans were on and it was bearable. And just as we settled in, power came back, so we shifted to the AC section. Perfect timing. Honestly, the food was just okay. It felt like the fish was not fresh, but it was a frozen fish, so it lacked that punch. But everything else on the platter, sol curry, zawla fish, prawns curry, rice, and bhakri, they were absolute bangers. Around 1 pm, the heat outside was getting brutal, so we were anyway done with lunch. We wrapped up and mounted and prepared for a ride back. Roads on the way back were largely smooth, though there were a few interior stretches that had a ton of speed breakers. It kept us on our toes. There were also a short patch of roadwork just before hitting the highway, but apart from that, tarmac was good. Well, not technically tarmac now, they are all RCC roads. Weather wise, it wasn't kind to us. It was brutally hot and I was sweating it out big time. Despite drinking water constantly, dehydration was real. Shout out to my rider hydration bladder here. Being able to sip water on the move during our mini breaks made a massive difference. So we were planning to take RA Road and hit the Western Express Highway, but there was an accident up ahead on RA Road. An oversized vehicle had hit the height barrier and gotten completely stuck, blocking the entire road. So we turned back, we rerouted via JBLR and then rejoined the highway from there. And well, Mumbai traffic being Mumbai traffic, we hit some congestion, but since we were close to home at that point, it didn't bother us much. Eventually, we also split up one by one as we were heading to our own homes. The pack split up after a point since everyone was heading in different directions. I continued with 4 other stallions who, like me, live on the western line of Mumbai. We took the Palm Beach stretch, and honestly, that road is amazing. Yes, there are speed limits, but after the heat, cruising at that pace felt like a recovery lap rather than a restriction. At around 5:30, I reached back home, and the total round trip for the day was 363 kilometers of awesomeness. That's about it for this one. Thank you so much for riding along with me on this journey. If you enjoyed this vlog, smash the like button and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, ride safe.